Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. And that gets things running. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, when it comes to youth and potential, Peter, it's hard to look past Pedri, who is probably going to have a very busy game here. I think he's got everything that you need to play in a midfield role, and he's so cute and clever with any aspect of the game in that department, which is usually the busiest part of any field. He will always find a way of standing out because of his just beautiful, beautiful passing.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way. And here's Haaland. Well seen. Saw that coming. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Pedri. Just no time to... Rafinha! Well, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
Rafinha deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Tchouameni. So, Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, neither side has really grabbed the initiative, I would say. Both must have come in with a view of not making any early mistakes. So we're seeing some conservatism here.
And it's Marquinhos. And here's Yamal. He's shifting through the gears here. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually.
Pedri crosses. And the keeper gets his hands on it. Yamal. Now it's Mbappe. Mbappe will not want to lose. Can he finish? Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Haaland clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Chelsea with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And now a sudden chance to counter. No goals as yet. Botman. And Rafinha. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
He's picked his way through. Shot a goal! Oh, the ball's run. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Great ball, and he goes for a shot! And he's really put himself on the line here. Chelsea have their second corner now. Terrific effort! He will be livid with himself. Nuno Mendes. Pedri. And here's Lautaro Martinez. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Saliba did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on.
I just think, though, that was selfish and a little uncalled for him. He must have been aware that he had options to his left.
Floated header! No, not the best of headers.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
Chouameni, Carreras. And it's Pedri. And Marquinhos. Pedri. Half an hour played now. A quick look, thought about cutting inside. Mbappe! Oh, it's a fair try, but just off target.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
Nuno Mendes. Gabriel. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
He has found the way through. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. Pedri. Oh, really cute. What a lovely series of passes. Saliba going vertical. And no, that was never going to make it. Carreras. Still waiting for the first breakthrough, but not for the want of trying. And it's Chouameni. Can he get on the end of this? Strokes it back.
He's got no choice here. He had to go backwards.
Yamal does really well to win the ball there. Aimed beyond the defence. And it's been hooked away. Now it's Thuram. He's found a way through. Look at the space. He's having a shot! Goal! On the cusp of half-time, he delivers with perfect timing. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I think the managers are going to have to scrap whatever they had in mind for the half-time.
Thuram! Well, there's contact there one way or another. Oh, it's a penalty. So a big, big chance now from 12 yards. David De Gea must save this. Calm as you like, and they're running away with it. A time for a cool head, and that brings the first half to a close.
Well, it's hard to say whether a two-goal advantage under these circumstances is decisive or not, but so far, I haven't really seen enough to indicate that the opposition can come out in the second half and improve to that degree.
Well, that was a gem of a half. Remarkable on all fronts. The difference is two, but still, all things are possible. Back on the way then. Oh, that's fabulous. Botman did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Yamal, Chelsea are looking to break at pace. Haaland. Oh, cracking ball. Shoots! And that's in. Just as they wanted it. Just when they wanted it. Truly superb. A goal of such supreme quality, composure and class.
Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
Chelsea cut their deficit and look raring to go again. The chance! And the ball's come loose here. and kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Olise actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
And he's there to clear it. Chelsea have the chance to go the other way. Well, that has not gone well.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. Okay, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
Nuno Mendes. That's a risky ball, you've got to say. And Botman. Araujo. Eze. Just about up to the hour now. To Marquinhos. And it's Tchouaméni. Chance for a shot! It's hit the upright. And he couldn't finish.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside.
Chelsea have opted to make another change here. Great defending, strong and determined. Well, Jim, it is abundantly clear that the tone of this game has changed markedly within the last few moments.
Well, it has, because the deficit has now been halved, Peter, and because of that, it seems to have developed into some sort of shock for them, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they can take it on from here.
Gabriel is there, and he can get that clear. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
And now they can spring out of defence. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking, and it's been shipped out wide. Oh, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Marquinhos. You would think that now would be a good time to consider some changes.
Well, the manager must be thinking to himself whether he's got a game changer on that bench, and he needs to act quickly.
Thuram currently being consciously targeted.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now.
Doué. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it. Chelsea really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And it's Reinders.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Good read, needed to be.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Now it's Martinez. Oh, good ball. And a chance! It's a goal! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Some great movement here, and the pass was perfect. All he had to do was just apply.
Takes a shot! And again! Off the post! And no, he couldn't find the finish.
And how decisive might that prove, Peter? It really would have put the wind in their sails if they were just 1 down, as opposed to 2.
And that's going wide left. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Rafinha. Rafinha gets on his bike and on the move. Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Real chance!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Chouameni. Doué.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And the number on the board is 3. And here's Lautaro Martinez. And that is a little undercooked. And it's Doué. And that's it. So smiles all round as they shamelessly indulge in the post-whistle euphoria. A win achieved through the right balance of industry and inspiration. A really satisfying day's work. Rafinha taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Copenhagen definitely impressing me here, especially the way that attack clicked. Whether it was link-up play, running in behind, this has just been a great day at the office.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin.
Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. It really is.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. Things already rolling. This time, surely! Oh, that was no routine save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And we have our very first corner. And he gets rid in a hurry. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
The defensive qualities of William Saliba. For me, Peter, he's someone who's shown great leadership from such a young age when starting his career in France.
Chance for a shot! And he has kept it out somehow.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Yamal. Oh, good take in a good area. Tries a shot! And he's done it! And we have liftoff! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Chelsea are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal.
And Martinez! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside.
Corner number 2 then. Rafinha plays it short. And here's Rafinha. Rafinha proves just a little bit too strong. And it's Pedri. He's being urged to shoot. Olise! Oh, that wasn't the worst effort in the world.
Well, there wasn't too much wrong with his effort. He needs to get on the ball again and give it another crack. I would.
Oh, good read.
That was well played. Well stopped.
Yamal, a probing pass. That ball looks a good one. Rafinha.
Copenhagen are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Olise. Haaland. Nicely weighted ball. And he cuts out the supply. Botman. That's good pressing, squeezing the play. Rafinha. This is a promising build-up. Martinez. Ferran Torres. And that should get the job done. Strong running down that left flank. Pedri. Marquinhos. Now it's Haaland. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Olise. Couldn't squeeze it through. Now it's Mbappe. Yamal. Rafinha. He won't be happy with that one. Tchouaméni. Lovely pass, but can he get there? There's the shot! And it's in! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the scorer his due as well. I mean, he had that sharpness of mind and clinical edge.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
And it's Eze. Tchouaméni. And it's Pedri. And here's Yamal. He is through here. It was all about the quality of the delivery, and they come away with nothing. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Looking for the run. He is just and a shot! Oh, he's been caught napping!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Duong-dominic passes short and sharp. And the shot! Mbappe! Irrepressible! He's got himself an absolute peach. They are purring, truly purring.
I think you have to appreciate the simplicity and efficiency of it all there, Peter. The ease at which the defence got taken out.
Decent chance! Now, how often do you see that?
Look, we've all been there. Not that it'll make him feel much better at the moment.
Marquinhos. And the pass is intercepted. Olise. And Araujo. Duong-dominic. And it's Pedri. Marquinhos. Nice bit of skill, and he's away. Very nicely done. Pedri. That's really well cleared. Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. Well, I don't think many people saw this coming ahead of kick-off. Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. The second period is underway. 45 minutes to change their fate. Engages and forces him off the ball. Pedri. Marquinhos.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Duong-dominic did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
Botman. And it's Duong-dominic. Rafinha. And that's an errant pass. And he's only too happy to take that back. And Rafinha. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal. And it had to be. Botman. Pass somewhat off target. Played into space. Can he finish? It's run loose. Who's going to get there?
Well, the way this game is offering less possession, they'll need to have a very good conversion rate.
Martinez being hunted in packs.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Looking for options for movement. Some resolute defending there. Yamal, who's set up one goal so far. Nice control. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. That is good alertness. Chance here to counter. Short changes him with that pass. Araujo. Duong-dominic. And Rafinha. Pedri. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Yeah, he's fouled him there. And no surprise, that's a booking. So we have movement on both benches. And it's Marquinhos. Can he get on the end of this? Yamal. Yamal running with intent. And now the breakaway. Well timed, excellent interception.
Copenhagen seem happy to bash their heads against the brick wall, Peter. That central route forward is just a no-go.
Shot, surely! No, he's missed it.
I think that's just more proof that this team is very comfortable playing on the break. They're really swift.
Nuno Mendes. Chouameni. Yamal. Yamal gets on his bike and on the move. He's having a shot! Well taken goal. That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing. Having the composure to score is another.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
So could they be onto something here? And here's Lautaro Martinez. Now he's got space here. Reinders providing an outlet on that. And the volley. Big relief, it just needed better contact.
Chelsea really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
Reinders. Threads one in. He's in plenty of space here. And it's Doué. No, he's just misjudged that one. Yamal. And Lewandowski. Martinez. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Reinders. Now it's Martinez. And that has been cut short. And it's Barella. Played through into space. Oh, he's found support out wide. It's run loose here. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Just about within shooting range. Into the arms of the goalkeeper. Time added on will be 2 minutes. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. A performance of perspiration, work rate. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Well, thanks for that, Peter. I'm more than ready to get going here.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So we're very much on the way now. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Duong-dominic tries to pass it through. Now it's Haaland. Who do you, Jim, see making the difference here?
Well, Peter, I think it would be impossible to overlook this fella, Lamine Yamal. Obviously, he's often deployed as an inverted winger, but what stands out in his game is that he really thrives on one-on-one situations, and I always think that that brings excitement and entertainment to a game of football. And of course, his job is to supply, and it's never as easy as people think, but he's doing it quite well.
He would be the obvious choice, wouldn't he? He certainly has all the right qualities. And he's managed to get free. It's a foul, it's in the box, it's a penalty. So a big, big chance now from 12 yards. The chance to break through. 1-0, just one winner. A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
That's a good penalty. Made the keeper commit early and set himself up for quite a comfortable finish.
Chelsea are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Duong-dominic. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Nuno Mendes. That's a good run down the left. Araujo aimed beyond the defence. And it's Duong-dominic. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Duong-dominic. Carreras. And Yamal. Mendes promptly onto that, and that is that. Now it's Haaland. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. Now it's Eze. He's got away. Eze! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Oh, he's having a go! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Mbappe clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Chelsea with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Yamal goes short. He's had a shot! It's bounced back off the post. Oh, that wasn't far away.
Nothing wrong with the idea. Inches away.
And it's been hooked away. Half an hour played now. And the pass is intercepted. Not the most accurate pass. Pedri. Duong-dominic. Eze. A hefty challenge, but fair enough. Now it's Haaland. Haaland carries the ball down the right. Araujo. And it's Pedri. Looking for options for movement. Defending of the desperate variety. He has found the way through. I think that's a corner. Yes, it is.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Towering header! Oh, he's given that plenty, but no.
Well, he looks a little annoyed with himself, Peter, but he hit it well enough. Better look next time, maybe.
Marquinhos kept his eye on it, and he's there. Nicely shaped ball. Araujo makes the interception. And he's intervened well there. Tchouaméni. Passing is crisp and sharp. Rafinha. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Mbappe, unable to make it happen for all his good intentions.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Oh, terrible pass. He's beaten the line. Shoots!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Engage. That's it, 45 minutes up. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break.
It's just been exhilarating, Peter, and leaving everyone wishing for a little bit more, but you'll have one manager now trying to exercise more control, so we can only hope that they go at it again in similar fashion.
So it has been pretty frantic here, everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half.
Copenhagen definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
Pedri. Carreras made a surge from fullback, as it turned out unsuccessfully. Tchouaméni. And it's Eze. Eze per shot a goal! And that is well cleared. Oh, it's come loose. Threads one in. And he's made sure that's not getting through. And he's there to belt it away. Still just a single goal between the sides. That has ended up in no man's land. Saliba. Marquinhos. And it's Pedri.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Just about up to the hour now. Carreras. Spread out to the left. He is through here.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Chelsea choosing to make the first change. pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, this lead is beginning to look a little delicate. I'd rather see them show the ambition and adventure to go further ahead. But it seems as if they settle for a riskier approach now to defend this.
Reinders, charge surely! And there's a goal! They have hauled themselves right back into it!
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another. Look, that was a technical interaction of great football. That has gone down a treat.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
Chouameni. You would think that now would be a good time to consider some changes.
Well, the manager must be thinking to himself whether he's got a game changer on that bench, and he needs to act quickly.
And that's going to be a booking. So changes afoot here, and from both sides. And it's Lopez. Tries one from range. And he has kept it out somehow.
Bellingham really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Corner number 2 then. That's a decent clearance. Firmine. Well read, and the danger is averted. Chelsea have the chance to go the other way. Now it's Haaland. Thuram is being harried and hassled.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter. Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Oh, that's a foul. Free kick's been given. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Doué. And the shot! Now, what about a counter-attack? Well, that is one way to stop him. That's a pretty loose pass. This is intriguing. Next goal, critical.
It's a very open game and an exciting watch. There are no signs of nerves or caginess from either team. This pitch is go-for-it territory right now.
He's found a way through. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. Well, that looks like a final warning. Still no card.
Well, they're struggling to cope with a pacey dribble because they've not been at it as a team. I think the collective pressure needs to be better all around. Well, there's lots of movement in the box for them to pick out.
It is another opportunity from a set piece they have here. Tries a deft little ball.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Gabriel, Yamal chasing after it. Now it's Doué. It's run loose here. And it's Conte. Marquinhos. Now that looks a decent ball. And it's made its way to him. Shapes to shoot! Oh, he's done it! A game of margins! A game of thrills! This might just do it! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Well, they've done the hard part. Now to survive the last few minutes.
Well, these last few moments are going to be pretty frantic, I would think, as the opposition try tooth and nail to get back into this. We're never done till it's completely done. Well, he was the one player you had to keep away from the area. Not the best way to do it, though.
Nicely weighted ball. And claimed it back swiftly. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert, Jim Beglin.
Thanks for the intro, Peter. I've been soaking up the atmosphere, and I'm really looking forward to what lies in store.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So we're very much on the way now. And here's Pedri, looking to play him in. Oh, that's a fine interception. And he thumps it clear. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, I think it'll be interesting, Peter, to see what challenge the opposition now bring to Araujo. I really rate him because he can cope with pace, he can cope with dribbling wingers, and he's a very valuable asset. And he's become a real focus in that defence.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon a time, Jim. Rafinha.
This is the time you need that pace.
Chouameni concedes a free kick for that. Nuno Mendes. And he's managed to get free. And he decides to cross it. So no chances falling either way for the time being. And here's Eze. Chance! Good try, very good try in fact.
Well, the keeper looks perplexed. That was hit with real ferocity.
Araujo. So it is still 0-0. Over to the other side.
That's a cracking pass to stretch the opposition.
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Eze. Oh, that's fabulous. Mbappe goes for a shot! There it is! One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Chelsea have taken the lead.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net.
Shoots!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And the counter is on. Mbappe! Space for him to turn and look. Oh, sweet feet.
Copenhagen are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Haaland, he is through here. They've got a corner here.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Terrific effort! And that's a tidy finish. A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye.
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
Great corner, and he did the rest.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Pedri! And no mistake. And they get themselves in front. Piercing, and with pinpoint accuracy, he forces it through.
The keeper might have been a little unsighted. He seemed awfully late in reacting to that.
Chelsea with the lead. Chouameni. Oh, easy pickings there. Eze. Neatly clipped into space.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And it's Chouameni. And it's Pedri. It's Pedri. Chouameni passing nice and neat. Now it's Yamal. Olise. Time perhaps for one last twist before half-time. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. It's an inviting-looking ball, that. Can he get onto this? Haaland! Araujo does really well to win the ball there. Rafinha. Haaland has found the net here, of course. Chouameni. And it's Marquinhos. And here's Mbappe. Driving on and making good progress. And that has been cleared. Rafinha. And it's Eze. And here's Pedri. Oh, good read. Chouameni. It's Pedri. Pedri going forward. Yamal. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Nuno Mendes. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. That was a very watchable and entertaining half of football, and it's fair to say that both teams have played their part. It is quite a game, breathless and laced with excitement.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They'll want a good start to the second half.
Well, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
A probing pass, and he's worked it through. And that's gone all the way through to the keeper.
Mbappe clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Big chance! That is decidedly lacking.
Oh, what a chance. He probably had more time than he realised.
Araujo. Botman. Gabriel. Thuram looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening him down now.
That's a good ball. Oh, and they really should have been made to pay. So will they make it count again? That has ended up in no man's land. And now they can spring out of defence. He's shifting through the gears here. Oh, and a shot! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
That's a decent clearance. And now a sudden chance to counter. Botman. Olise. Looking for options for movement.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
And the shot! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Rafinha actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
So, third corner of the game. And he's there to clear it. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Chelsea have the chance to go the other way. That's a good ball out wide. Now it's Rafinha. Plays it across. Araujo clears. Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. Well, the manager might be thinking of shuffling his pack here.
Well, the manager must be thinking to himself whether he's got a game changer on that bench, and he needs to act quickly.
And here's Haaland. Gets a good foot in there. Well timed, excellent interception. Chance, surely! They want to be quick to recover this. Oh, that's an own goal!
Well, that's really unfortunate. He'll be kicking himself at the moment, and believe me, I know how that feels.
Well, who saw that coming? It has certainly made things interesting.
Look, often chances are hard to come by in these games, so just one mistake could be all it takes to make the difference.
Short changes him with that pass. And here's Trossard, Conte.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
And he shoots! And how did he not put that away?
It's a very watchable game, isn't it? Any goal from here could well be the winner.
Chelsea have their second corner now. He's had a shot! And there's a goal! And again they hit the front. Unstoppable. Just how do they contain him?
Well, at one stage, he was being body-checked, Peter, and then the next minute, it's in the back of the net. That's wonderful striking.
And it didn't take him long. Just sitting on the bench and waiting moments ago, already he has scored.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Chelsea have their lead.
What a great time to score, but it does give the manager a real headache. Does he sit on this lead now, or try and finish it off?
Now that looks a decent ball. He's through here. Chance for a shot!
Chelsea can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Oh, nicely intercepted. And they've got rid. Confirmation that there will be 4 minutes stoppage time. And it's Lopez. Good running, strong and purposeful. Tries to pass it through. Not the most accurate pass. Gabriel.
Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
And that has been cut short. Marquinhos getting this one clear. And that is as much time as there will be. Well, this was a game they could so easily have won on another day, but alas, that wasn't to be, and they go down by the odd goal. Your final thoughts, Jim?
It was a very good game, played in the right spirit with a fitting atmosphere, and I think football won this time.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you.